Hello everybody, welcome to the Bad Bookers podcast. I'm just going to plug my phone in here so it doesn't die. Going to review Monday Night Raw. I'm a bit on an angle, aren't I? I'm balancing on my steering wheel. Monday Night Raw. It was a decent first hour. It was an okay last hour. The second hour was shit. I'll get there. I'm not going to talk about it straight away. I'll do it in order. I'll get there. My God. Right. Start off. We had Kurt Angle come out to open the show like usual. But he got interrupted by a returning Stephanie McMahon. And she said, I'm 100% sure she said that Ronda versus Nia Jax was going to be a ladder match. I'm 100% sure she said that. Now, it's probably a botch. I can't see it being a ladder match, but I'm sure she said that, and I was so confused when she did. But she was talking about that, and Kurt said that he was going to be at the contract signing, and Steph came out and said she was going to do it instead of Kurt. Alright, just like the standard Steph, you know. I don't know what the word is. Emasculating all the men on the roster, I guess. She then talked about how Kurt's given Roman opportunities, and then Roman interrupted her, came out. It was kind of a weird fan reaction. They first of all started booing, like they usually do, and then it kind of just filtered into cheers, and it wasn't fake cheers, it was actually cheers coming from the crowd. So it was kind of like a third of the crowd were cheering Roman. I think the rest were either booing or not giving a crap. And Roman and Steph had a little, you know, trash talk off. And what have I written down here? Oh, nothing about that. And then Kevin Owens came out and interrupted, and he said, "Oh, I actually like Roman Reigns," and he tried to start off a "Thank you Roman" chant for Roman taking out Jinder last week, so Kevin Owens could be in the, well, indirectly Kevin Owens could be in the Money in the Bank qualifier, which he did qualify. And once again, like a third of the crowds did chant "Thank you Roman." Well, most of them didn't, but it's getting there. And he said, Kevin Owens, like, he tried to get the crowd going, and then he said that, because I think Roman said to Steph, "I'll go in the back and beat up all your favourites," and Steph said, "I don't have favourites." And Kevin Owens came out and said that Steph doesn't have favourites, even though she's been kind of favouring him recently, if you want to say that. Kevin Owens I was going to call him Kev then, like I know him. Kevin Owens then put his arm on the shoulder of Stephanie McMahon, and she was just like, "Don't you ever touch me again," because she loves emasculating all the men. And then Steph made an impromptu match of Kevin Owens versus Roman, which was a decent match, to be fair. A really weirdly booked match. Now, we all know how Roman Reigns usually gets booked in a match. It's like a damsel in distress. It's whoever he's facing kind of just beats him up all match for 5-10 minutes, and then Roman will Hulk up, Cena up, and do a few moves and win. Roman kind of dominated this match. It was really weird. He was no selling chops, which Kevin Owens was giving him. Kevin Owens was having to counter him, but Roman dominated most of the match. It ended on a DQ as Jinder Mahal came out and attacked Roman, which pretty obvious. It saves both Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns from a loss, so that's fine. And then Seth Rollins came out to make the save, obviously the Shield Bros, and it then led into a tag team match between Seth and Roman versus Kevin Owens and Jinder. Pardon me. Once again, decent match. It really made I can't say his name, Seth look strong. Steph and Seth, I just can't do it. It made Seth look strong. It was like Roman getting beaten up. He managed to tag Seth in, and then Seth pretty much won the match from there. It was a really good spot because they usually do, you know, Seth goes for the curb stomp, they roll away, and then try a roll up or something like that. This time it didn't happen. Seth went for the curb stomp on KO. KO rolled away, but Seth didn't wait around. He instantly hit the curb stomp again on Kevin Owens. This time he connected. 1, 2, 3. Seth picks up the win for the team. Seth and Roman then go up the ramp, only to be attacked by Jinder Mahal with a chair. And later on in the night, it's set up that next week we're going to see, well, first of all, it was announced that we're definitely going to have Jinder versus Roman at Money in the Bank, which we knew were going to happen. But next week on Raw, we're going to have Seth Rollins and Jinder Mahal in the IC title match. So I can't see Jinder winning the IC title. I assume Roman's going to cost him somehow. Have to wait and see. But yeah, 2 decent matches. That was the first hour of Raw. Really good. Next segment. Dearie me. Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley's sisters. It was 3 blokes dressed as women. It was, I'm going to swear, because it's the only way to describe it, was fucking dreadful. Oh, I'm hard, I swore. It was absolutely dreadful. Do you remember the Bayley, Alexa Bliss, This Is Your Life segment? This segment was worse than that. And that segment was bad. This segment was much worse than that. It was just horrendous. The sisters were, I honestly, I wasn't concentrating through most of it. It was just so bad. And after a decent first hour, and it lasted for 15 minutes, this segment as well, 15 minutes. It was just so bad, so bad. And I'm not exaggerating when I say it was worse than the This Is Your Life segment. If someone's put it on YouTube or something, that the whole segment, I would say go and watch it, but then no, don't watch it. But if you want to see how bad it is, go and watch this, because it didn't help either Sami or Lashley. Nothing. It was absolutely dreadful, and it completely sucked. Like, I was scrolling through Twitter, and it completely sucked the life off not only me, but everyone on Twitter. And so bad. It was so bad. And not so bad that it was funny. It was just dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Swiftly moving on, because I don't want to talk about that anymore. No, don't want to talk about it. We had Ember Moon versus Alexa Bliss, where Ember Moon picked up the win. Decent win for her, for Ember Moon. Is she going to win Money in the Bank? I know, because I've had a cheeky eye on the bookies or what they think. Ember Moon's been favourite for a while, but I don't know whether that's because she was one of the first actual members to be confirmed to the match. So, but she has been at the top, but I don't think she'll win. I don't think she'll win, and I'll explain later. It's quite an obvious storyline, but I'll explain why I don't think Ember Moon's going to win. But after that, we had No Hey Jose versus Corbin. Corbin won. I love Baron Corbin. I think he's great, and he's in a feud with No Hey Jose. We then had the B Team versus Breezango, a rematch from last week, where obviously the B Team won. So you think, oh, 50-50 booking, they're not going to keep the undefeated streak on B Team for much long. B Team won. They won. It was a very short match. It was about 2-3 minutes. It wasn't a squash match. But B Team picked up another win, and then they celebrated like mad again. They grabbed the ref and jumped around in a group huddle with the ref. They went over to the announce table and completely ignored Coach and ran past him. Curtis Axel was swimming on the announce table. Bo Dallas robbed the chair and they zoomed down the ramp with a chair with both of them on. Amazing. I love these two. And I can honestly see them going into a title feud at some point. It's absolutely mad. And I would love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. It's a bit like when Breezango were fighting for the title. End of last year, was it? When they faced Uso, you know, when Tyler Breeze dressed up as a janitor and whatnot. It's kind of like that. Like a gimmick that's all jokey and whatnot. But then they somehow get to the title picture. So I think it's going to be similar to that. I can't see the B team winning it, even though I would love that. I would love the B team to win it. It'd be absolutely amazing. If they do win it, I doubt they're going to hold it for long, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we had the Ronda Rousey Nia Jax contract signing. Stephanie was just trash talking everyone. It was Stephanie McMahon ruining another segment, really. And even though they were best pals last week at that awards ceremony, whatever it was, red carpet thing, they acted like they hated each other. I assume Nia Jax was acting like a heel, so I assume she's now a heel. Obviously, she's going to be a heel going into a fight with Ronda Rousey, but I'm not invested in the I'm not invested in this segment or this storyline. And yeah, nothing happened. They shook hands, and then Ronda said she's going to take her title under her arm. So yeah, it was alright. Nothing special. Not invested in the storyline, unfortunately. I haven't really been invested in the storyline since Nia got the title at Mania, but hopefully they do something with that. Next up, we had Dolph versus Chad Gable. Now they gave both Ziggler and Chad Gable jobber entrances, and they started the match during the adverts. Good ways to build up, especially two of your highest momentumed guys in Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler at the moment. Dolph won, obviously, and then McIntyre hits Chad Gable with the Claymore afterwards, just to make him good and strong. We all love that. And yeah, I assume they might go into a feud with Chad Gable. Chad might ask Kurt Angle to make a little phone call, and we'll probably see a little tag feud between Dolph and Drew and Chad Gable and Jason Jordan, maybe. I'm not too sure what's going to go on there. Next up, we had a women's Money in the Bank qualifying match between, it was a fatal four-way between Natalya, Dana Brooke, who got a jobber's entrance. Obviously it's Dana Brooke. She's not exactly the highest ranked member on the card at the moment, which is a shame. Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. Natalya won. It was pretty obvious that Natalya was going to win, in my eyes, because this is why I don't think Ember Moon's winning Money in the Bank, because it would make sense for Natalya to win it and then cost Ronda Rousey the title if she wants to turn heel that quick, if the bookers want to do that. Or just have a slow build where maybe Ronda wins the title off Nia, and then because Natalya said in the promo afterwards that Ronda's going to be the women's champion, she's going to be Miss Money in the Bank, and I just wonder whether they're going to have a slow build, and then when SummerSlam August, perfect, have Ronda have a match against someone and Natalya cash in and win the belt. I don't want Natalya to really have the women's belt, but because her gimmick's just not great, but she's a good wrestler, and it can build a feud there, and maybe have the feud kind of end at Royal Rumble, because at the moment the rumours are Charlotte versus Ronda at Mania, possibly main event. So that would suggest Natalya gets the title off Ronda SummerSlam due to a cash-in. They finish the feud at Royal Rumble, where Ronda wins the title back, and Charlotte wins the Royal Rumble. That's how that all works out, I would guess. But we don't know what's going to happen as of yet, but that seems the most obvious kind of choice at the moment. We also got next week a match announced as a gauntlet match between all the losers. Now, I haven't written the losers down, so I'm going to have to remember this. We have got all 3 members of the Riot Squad: Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Bayley, Sasha, Mickie James, Dana Brooke. Is there anyone else? Have I missed one? Riot Squad, Mickie James, Dana Brooke, Bayley, Sasha. No, I think that's all that. So they're going to have a gauntlet match next week, and to fill the last spot of the Money in the Bank. Now, I assume out of all that, it's not going to be Dana Brooke. It's not going to be Bayley or Sasha, because you either have both of them in the match or neither of them, in my opinion. It's not going to be Liv Morgan or Sarah Logan. So that leaves Mickie James or Ruby Riott. And I really like Ruby Riott, so I'm going to go for Ruby Riott to get her way into the Money in the Bank. Because, yeah, I really like her. I think she's quite talented. Next up, we had Bobby Roode and Elias. Again, for some reason, Elias won. Please end the feud. I hope that's ended the feud. He was walking up the ramp, and Braun Strowman's music hit, and he bulldozed straight through him, and he started the match that got made earlier in the night. It was quite a good segment. Finn and Braun saw Stephanie and said they wanted a rematch against Drew and Dolph. Steph said, "You're not a tag team, why would you want a rematch? I'm going to put you in a match together, one-on-one." Braun crushed remember, have you ever watched the drive along between, was it Jericho and Mark Henry? And Mark Henry squeezed bust the apple open pretty much with one hand. Braun Strowman did that. He crunched the apple, just disintegrated in his hands. And yeah, this match was the main event. Braun Strowman versus Finn Balor. It was a decent match, to be fair. Finn's selling was on point in this match. He also got quite a bit of offense in, like countering Braun and kicking him in the legs, standard, try and get a big man down. But it was to no avail, and Braun Strowman won the match. And then afterwards, you know how usually he gives another power slam, whatever those finisher moves called. He picked up Finn, but then put him in the corner and walked off. So it was kind of like a show of respect, because Finn kind of took him all the way. He gave him a decent match, as I've written down there. But yeah, it would have been quite a decent Raw if it wasn't for that god-awful segment, in my opinion. I don't care for Bobby Lashley. I just don't care. Sami Zayn's getting dragged into this as well, because Sami and KO seem to have split off now, which is fine. They kind of need singles push, in my opinion. But Bobby Lashley, man, is just dreadful. His comeback has been a right flop, and that's being generous. Worst segment for ages. Seriously, worse than the Bliss Bayley "This Is Your Life" segment. Terrible segment. But yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. It would have been a decent one except for that segment. But admin, as I usually do, if you like that, please like. If you're new, subscribe. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments section below, or tweet us at badbookerswp. Last week's podcast is now out, and you can see it on iTunes. If you can give us a 5-star rating, that'd be fantastic. Anything else? Don't think there was anything else. So I shall see you again tomorrow for SmackDown and their billions and billions of pounds that they've got now from this Fox deal that's rumoured to happened. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully they don't have any shoddy segments on there. We should find out the stipulation for the AJ Nakamura match, and we should find out which New Day member is going into Money in the Bank as well. So yeah, I shall see you again tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a good one. Thank you and goodbye.